Why your life changes when you stop waiting. There comes a moment in every life when waiting starts to hurt more than trying. Waiting for motivation, waiting for confidence, waiting for the right time. But the truth is, most people don't fail because they aren't capable. They fail because they keep waiting for permission to begin, and that permission never comes. The trap of waiting. Most people believe their life will change after they feel ready, after they feel motivated, after they feel confident. But readiness is a lie the mind tells itself to stay comfortable, because growth requires discomfort, and the mind hates discomfort. So it delays, it distracts. It convinces you tomorrow is safer than today. But tomorrow becomes next week becomes next year, and suddenly, life passes by while potential stays locked inside you. The hardest truth? No one is coming to rescue you from that cycle. And once you accept that you gain power, why change feels so hard? Change feels hard because it threatens identity. You're not just changing habits, you're changing who you believe you are. And the brain resists identity change more than pain. That's why staying stuck feels familiar, even when it hurts. The mind would rather suffer uncertainty than risk discomfort in growth. But growth doesn't come from comfort, it comes from courage. From doing the hard thing before you feel ready. The shift that changes everything. Here's the shift that separates people who grow from people who stay stuck. They stop asking, "How do I feel?" and start asking, "What does my future need?" Because feelings change, but direction creates results. Discipline isn't about being harsh, it's about being honest. Honest about what your life requires. Honest about what your potential demands. Every time you act despite resistance, you weaken the old version of yourself. And every time you avoid action, you strengthen it. Small actions, massive change. People overestimate motivation and underestimate consistency. They think change requires massive effort. It doesn't. It requires small actions done daily. Waking up when you said you would. Starting even when it feels uncomfortable. Keeping promises no one else sees. Those moments don't feel powerful, but they build power. Because confidence doesn't come from success. It comes from self-trust. And self-trust is built by follow-through. Letting go of the old you. Growth demands separation from old habits, old excuses, old identities. You cannot become a new version of yourself while clinging to the comfort of who you used to be. That means some people won't understand you anymore. Some routines will feel empty. Some versions of your past will no longer fit. That's not loss. That's evolution. The role of failure. Failure isn't the opposite of success, it's part of it. Every disciplined person you admire failed more than they succeeded. But they didn't internalize failure as identity. They treated it as data. They adjusted. They learned. They continued. Failure only defeats you when you stop showing up. Progress belongs to the persistent. The inner dialogue. Your life follows your internal dialogue. If you speak to yourself with doubt, your actions will reflect hesitation. If you speak with belief, your actions will follow confidence. You don't need perfect thoughts. You need directed thoughts. Thoughts aligned with growth, with effort, with long-term vision. Because what you repeatedly tell yourself becomes what you repeatedly do. What happens when you commit? Something powerful happens when you stop waiting. Your mind gets quieter, your focus sharpens, your energy shifts. Not because life becomes easy, but because you become grounded. You stop chasing validation. You stop reacting emotionally. You start responding intentionally. That's maturity. That's strength. And eventually, the world responds differently to you because you show up differently to it. The results of discipline. Here's what consistent self-growth creates. Emotional stability, clear decision-making, strong self-trust, confidence without arrogance, peace without complacency. You stop being controlled by circumstances because your internal structure is strong. You no longer need motivation. You become momentum. The reminder. This is your reminder. You don't need permission. You don't need certainty. You don't need the perfect plan. You need movement. One disciplined step, one honest decision, one day of consistency. Because life changes the moment you stop waiting for it to change. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not late. You are in the middle of becoming. And the moment you choose action over waiting, everything begins to shift. This is your moment. This is your responsibility. This is ShiftMind. Shift your mindset. Shape your future.